This is Eric Magidson. This video is CIS070, Introduction to Computers Using Windows Vista. This is Unit D, Part 2, on page 84 of the text. So we have our CIS070 textbook files, Unit D, Quest Travel open. We're going to go into here and go into Organize. We're going to look at the search options and making changes to those so that they affect our computer. We're going to go into Folder and Search Options, and we're going to choose the Search tab. In there, it has us turn on, if it's not already on, the Use Natural Language search text box and find partial matches. Okay, so as we type things in, there used to be a specific way that you had to put an asterisk to represent a wildcard so you could search just parts of a file name or folder name. So in this case, we're going to say, if it's contained in the file, let's find it. So I'm going to say OK to this. And now I'm going to come and do a quick search right up here. So notice I'm in the Quest Travel folder, and I'm going to search for, using natural language, rich text or bitmap, actually, or bitmap. So notice I didn't have to say .rft or .bmp. So I'm using natural language to search. So here it is, and here are all the files contained in the Quest search results for Quest Travel folder. Here's all the files that are in there. Okay, so it's going to now have us just go back to the Organize button. We're going to go to Folder and Search Options again, and we're going to say Restore Defaults. So if we made some changes, we're not sure what we did, we messed up, we can come and I'm going to go to the View tab and choose Restore Defaults. Notice that the check marks come back under Hide and all that good stuff. And finally, I can go to the Search tab. And remember we said, use natural language, restore defaults. That's going to go away. We can choose Apply or OK. And we've just restored it back to how Microsoft intended it. So if we do a bunch of changes, we're not sure what we did, Restore Defaults might work just as well. Now the last step on there has you unhide the file extensions, but again, I like to have them on, so let's go ahead and continue. So now we're going to look at personal folders, so I'm going to go ahead and close this right here. Since we're done with the Quest folder, I'm going to close that. And the instructions on page 86 have us go to the Start menu and choose the person that we're logged in as. In this case, I'm logged in as a account on the computer called Student, so I'm going to choose Student. And so these are my personal folders. Now remember, it used to be in Documents, as I mentioned in class, we had the music folder in the Documents, the videos folder, the pictures folder, etc. in the Documents. Well, now Documents are separate, and these are our personal folders. So it wants me to click on Pictures, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Pictures here real quick. I'm going to choose Sample Pictures, since those are the ones I have. Okay, and if you notice, I can click the pictures here, and as I click on one picture, I get some additional options. Okay, now remember we talked about views and using things like Details View. Well, if it's a picture, this doesn't give me much information. I might want to see a little representation of the picture, so I'm going to choose large icons in this case. And if I wanted to run a quick slideshow of the pictures that are contained just in this folder, I can come right up here now, click Slideshow, and it starts a slideshow. Let me go ahead, minimize this. You can see it's starting a slideshow. It's playing through the pictures. To get out of that, all I have to do is hit the Escape key. Let me bring back up our window, and there we are. Now this is similar to a browser. So I'm going to click the back button. I'm going to do that twice so I get back to the personal folders, and this time I'm going to choose Videos. I'm going to go into Sample Videos, and I'm going to click on a video. Notice how, because I'm on large icons, I get a nice representation. I could go to extra large icons, get a better representation of what's contained in the video. So basically it's taking a frame from the video and displaying it in the folder view for me. So I'm going to double click on Butterfly here. It's going to open up Windows Media Player, the default player that comes with Windows Vista. And it's a little pixelated because of the virtual machine I'm using, but trust me, it's playing the video. Okay, so at that point I'm going to just close this out. And again, I can choose the back button if I wanted to get back here. Or finally, if I wanted to get back to computer, I could come here and choose the computer icon to get back to computer, see the hard drive and other drives that are available to me. All right, so since we're done with this, I'm going to close this on page 88. It's going to have us open back up our Windows files. I'm going to go to textbook. I'm going to go to unit D. We're going to get back into that marketing folder, and we're going to look at another change that we could make. There are templates that show particular attributes of files based on what kind of files they are. So we're going to look at this real quick. So I've opened this back up. I'm going to right-click any area that's blank and say customize this folder. Now if you notice, my folder's been set. What kind of folder do you want? Documents. So you can see it kind of lists the information I would expect to see if these file types were documents. Well, let me go ahead and change this real quick. I'm going to change this to pictures and videos. I'm going to make sure also apply this template to all subfolders. I'm going to say OK. Before we go any further, notice this is where I could right click because I'm in the folder properties, and I could change the icon for this folder. Okay, so I could pick a default icon that I want to use. Let's say I want to use that one. I'll say OK. Say OK. And you'll see how that plays in just a minute. But anyway, now if you notice, I have different attributes because I told it to think of this folder as containing pictures and videos. So now I get things like date taken if it was a picture. I don't have pictures here. I have bitmaps, which are different than pictures. But if I had a picture, the date taken, any tags associated with it, etc. Now I'm going to choose the back button real quick. And if you notice, now instead of the folder icon, I've got this icon here. Let me go ahead real quick, show you how to change that back. So we come in here, customize this folder. Here's the icon. I'll go back and choose a folder icon, for example. Say OK. Say OK. So where is this useful? Well, let's take, for example, our financial folder that we used before. Let me go back here real quick. Notice it's back to a folder. Well, if we had a folder that represented financial information, we might change the icon to a $. All right, that's it for part 2. We'll do part 3 in just a bit. Take care.